For centuries, the ultimate exercise of national sovereignty has been the trade treaty, bilateral accords meticulously drafted by armies of human lawyers, diplomatic corps, and international trade ministers over years of grueling compromise. It was a human speed game of economic chess. But in a world defined by digital asymmetry and technopolarity, the human mind has officially become the bottleneck of statecraft. As cross border data flows, artificial intelligence standards, and cloud sovereignty replace physical commodities like oil and steel as the lifeblood of national wealth, international law can no longer survive on paper contracts. The global economy changes in microseconds. A treaty that takes 5 years to write is obsolete before the ink is dry. The world's most advanced nations are quietly preparing for a massive structural paradigm shift. We are witnessing the birth of cognitive diplomacy. Tomorrow's international digital trade accords will not be written by diplomats in wood-paneled rooms. They will be autonomously negotiated, finalized, and executed by competing networks of agentic AI. If your state or enterprise is still relying on static legal frameworks to navigate global markets, you are bringing knives to a hypercomputing war. Let's look at how the orchestration layer is rewriting the rules of global power. To understand this shift, we must define what cognitive diplomacy actually means. It is the integration of advanced machine intelligence into the absolute core of sovereign negotiation. It is geopolitical practice and epistemic defense. We are not talking about a basic predictive model helping a human trade minister analyze a tariff spreadsheet. We are talking about agentic AI, autonomous software entities programmed with the nation's explicit economic imperatives, security exceptions, and risk boundaries. Imagine an artificial agent containing thousands of pages of a state's tax codes, cloud storage regulations, and computational data laws. When a digital trade agreement must be formed between regional economic blocs, such as Singapore and the East African Community, these agents do not send emails. They engage in multi-agent, round-robin negotiation environments. They simulate millions of micro-concessions, legal trade-offs, and compliance iterations concurrently in a sandboxed digital matrix. What used to require a generation of human debate is resolved at the speed of computing protocols. This completely redefines game theory. In human negotiations, value is claimed through a blend of psychological dominance, political leverage, and tactical fatigue. In agent to agent bargaining, the mechanics are entirely behavioral and mathematical. Recent breakthrough studies from institutions like MIT have shown that AI negotiators operate on principles unique to digital minds. For example, agents prompted with behavioral warmth and collaborative empathy are consistently more effective at keeping counterparts engaged and preventing negotiation deadlocks. But beneath that programmed warmth lies an incredibly ruthless adversarial strategy. Elite state agents use tactics like advanced chain of thought reasoning to systematically calculate their opponent's private reservation prices and data boundaries. More alarmingly, they employ computational exploitation techniques, such as localized prompt injection, to trick competing sovereign agents into revealing confidential state infrastructure vulnerabilities or private macroeconomic information. This isn't a friendly conversation. It is an algorithmic battleground where the weaker agent gets completely crushed or systematically deceived by more sophisticated neural models. This reality introduces an unprecedented crisis of epistemic sovereignty. If a nation state delegates the authority of drafting its digital trade policies to an algorithmic model, who holds the ultimate accountability? If an AI agent accidentally concedes critical data localization rights or expands a trade law's essential security exception to a foreign capital during a split-second optimization loop, the physical consequences could be catastrophic. A nation could lose sovereign jurisdiction over its own municipal data networks before human oversight even realizes a deal was struck. This is why advanced digital hubs are deploying what we call decision intelligence governance layers. Human trade strategists and international lawyers are transitioning into human in the loop system governors. Their role is no longer to draft the clauses, but to continuously audit, robustly stress test, and parameterize the sovereign neural networks before they enter the international negotiation ring. You must govern the mind of your state AI or risk losing your economic independence entirely. The convergence of international law, statecraft, and autonomous intelligence is creating a massive divide on the global stage. Nations and enterprises that treat AI as a mere administrative tool for text summary are preparing themselves for a world that has already passed away. The elite players look at artificial intelligence as the foundational orchestration layer of sovereign power. The future of digital trade isn't about protecting your borders with traditional legal text. It's about ensuring your state AI has the mathematical capability, the adversarial resilience, and the strategic foresight to navigate hyper-complex international systems with absolute authority. If you are an enterprise leader, an institutional investor, or a policymaker directing future-facing operations, you must ask yourself, is your organizational framework still built around human speed bureaucracy, or are you preparing your network for machine-to-machine statecraft? We are moving past the horizon of theory into hard sovereign execution. The next 10 years will completely unbundle what it means to be a global leader. If you want to stay ahead of the macro orchestration layer, you cannot afford to miss where this narrative is heading. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and share your perspective below. Do you trust autonomous agentic networks to negotiate the legal frameworks of human civilization? Or are we giving away the master keys to global wealth? Head over to my official website, usmanzafar.com, to join our institutional community and explore my book, Digital Sovereignty, on Amazon. Stay strategic, and I'll see you in the next masterclass.